Welcome to the Build Junkies channel, everybody. Today we're going to bring you another fun one. This is revolving around the Umbra initiative, which is the new gear set that launched in the latest season. And it's a fun one. There's a couple different ways you can run this build. It can be based around damage, or it can be based around armor regen, or you can find a happy medium in between depending on your playstyle. This particular build that you're seeing me run in the game right now is based around the damage aspect of the gear set. And as you can see, it can smack pretty hard. And you could actually, depending on how you structure your build, get it to hit even harder than what you're seeing me hit with. It is one of the nice things that I like about this gear set is it takes us back to the fundamentals of the Division games. The core aspect of these games was cover to cover and cover shooting. It makes you really utilize that cover to cover movement and behind cover shooting. That is one of the things that made these games famous, and this set really shines on those aspects of the game. This next nicest thing about this, like I said, is it can be made a multitude of ways. It's very cross functional. We actually did make a armor regen version of this build and tested it out, and it worked really nice. In fact, if you guys want to see that build, comment below and let us know your interest, and maybe we can showcase that side of the build as well. But getting back to this one, I will say this: it takes a minute to get used to this. Depending if you're a player that's been around in the game since it launched and you've gotten used to doing run and gun, or you've gotten used to shield-based gameplay or something along those lines, it can take a minute to reorient yourself and get used to running this gear set. But once you kind of get it down and you understand how it functions, it's a very, very fun build to use. The second best thing about this is you can run it in so many different types of game modes. We ran this in Countdown. We ran this in Open World. I even think with the right structuring, it probably could be legendary quality. Now, I know there's other content creators out there that have already put builds out and said, the Umbra set's the next meta, and this is a legendary build. There can be no better, and all that. You guys got to remember something. It's not just the build, it's the player. You can have the best build in the world, but if you can't utilize that build to its full potential, it doesn't matter how nice your build is. It's not going to be a legendary quality build for you. It may be a legendary quality build for other people, but not for you. So keep that in mind when you're seeing these builds. When we create these builds and we put them out here for you guys to watch, these are strictly templates. These are ways that myself or other members of the clan like to run this build, and we wanted to showcase and show them to you so that you guys had ideas to be able to go out and try to make something fun to use when you're in the game. Now, I do believe we have some hunter footage coming up here in a minute, so you'll be able to see us go up against some hunters in the countdown, which, like I said, this build works perfectly fine for, especially if you get the buffs on it. I do think another interesting aspect of this could be utilized around the backfire. With the added crit damage that you get with the gear set, plus what you're going to acquire with the backfire, this thing could really hit hard. But you'd have to structure it around the bleed like we do with every other backfire build. So, once again, if you want to see us try to put something like that together, let us know in the comments, and we'll be glad to put that together and showcase and show you how it works. A big shout out to Jaguar Bob. As you can see in the gameplay here, he's one of our clan members, and he ran around with me in these areas and helped me showcase this out for you. Now, keep in mind also, we were running in a full 8-man squad in this countdown, and you have everybody firing at the hunter, especially when everybody's running around together in the beginning. So you kind of have to pay attention to the damage numbers, just like the same you would as if we were in open world. But As you can see, it is a tight build. It can smack pretty hard, and especially if you get the stacks up on the memento, you can really get this thing hammering pretty good. I think I managed to get ahead of everybody here and actually make some shots before the entire group caught up with me. Not that it took very long. But as you can see from the gameplay, I keep utilizing that cover. Alrighty, we really appreciate you guys sticking around to this point, and let's take a look at the build breakdown. First up, we're going to do the specialization, which, as you can see, is the technician. We do this so that we can utilize the vector and the king breaker with the linked laser pointer for the instant pulse. My primary on this particular build is the vector. You can see it's god rolled and has the talent of flatline on it. Same as the king breaker, it has the perfect flatline talent. First piece that we're looking at here is the chill out mask. I had this one re-rolled with all red and goes after the crit. Next up is the always awesome memento backpack, and it also has a crit damage mod attached to it. Gloves up next, and they are the first set of the Umbra initiative. I have that rolled with armor on the core with crit hit damage on the secondary. Knee pads up next, which is our second piece of Umbra, and we re-rolled this core over to, I'm sorry, we rolled the attribute over to crit and left the core as weapon damage. Holsters up next for the third piece, and once again we re-rolled this to armor on the core and left the secondary as crit. And the chest piece up last with red core and crit as the secondaries. And the chest piece is what also gives us the ability to increase our stacks from 50 to 100 with the Umbra initiative. We're rocking the Crusader's shield and the Reviver Hive as our skills, just to have a little bit of extra survivability in case you need it. And as always, I usually have the card TDI as my pistol, but that wasn't really utilized in this build. And you can see the numbers here, so you can see where we stand. We're pushing 60 crit hit chance and over 130 crit hit damage base. So when that crit hit damage gets stacked up with the set, you know, she's pumping down some damage. We really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and please like, subscribe, and click the bell for notifications. And we love hearing from you guys. So if you have a chance, please go down to the comments and let us know how we did. We'll see you in the next video.